the short interview that revealed so much about Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia. What happens when the cameras turn on, and two royal sisters suddenly have to reveal a little more than they expected. Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia may have grown up in one of the world's most watched families, but behind the palace walls, they are still sisters. And sometimes, the smallest answers can reveal the biggest secrets. During a short interview, attention naturally turned to the two daughters of King Felipe and Queen Letizia. Leonor, as the future queen, carries a responsibility that has followed her since childhood. Sofia, meanwhile, has grown up beside her close enough to understand the pressure, but far enough from the throne to live a very different royal life. So what happens when these two sisters are asked questions together? The first thing many people notice is their dynamic. Leonor often appears composed and careful, choosing her words with the awareness that almost everything she says could be analyzed. Every smile, every pause, every glance can become a headline. But Sofia can bring a different energy. There is often a sense of spontaneity around her, a lighter presence that can make even a formal moment feel more natural. And that contrast is fascinating, because it raises a question many royal watchers have wondered about for years: are Leonor and Sofia really as close as they appear? The answer may be hidden in the little moments. A shared smile, a quick glance, the way one sister reacts when the other begins speaking. These details may seem insignificant, but when two people grow up under the intense spotlight of royal life, their relationship can become one of their most important sources of support. Imagine Leonor's future for a moment. One day, she is expected to become Queen of Spain. That means official duties, public expectations, constitutional responsibilities, and a life where privacy may always be limited. Sofia's future is different. She will not inherit the throne unless circumstances change dramatically. That could give her more freedom to choose her own path. But does that difference bring them closer or create a distance between them? Perhaps that's what makes their short interviews so intriguing. When Leonor speaks, people listen for clues about the future queen. When Sofia speaks, people look for glimpses of the young woman behind the royal title. And when they appear together, the focus shifts. Suddenly, they aren't just the heir and the spare. They're sisters. Two young women who have shared the same childhood, the same parents, the same royal traditions, and the same extraordinary level of public attention. But there is something else that makes their interviews so captivating: the possibility that, beneath the polished royal image, there are conversations we will never hear. What do they really say to each other when the cameras disappear? Does Sofia worry about the enormous pressure Leonor will one day face? Does Leonor ever wish she could experience the freedom her sister may have? And does Sofia sometimes wonder what her own life would have been like if she had been born first? We may never know. Royal protocol doesn't always allow the public to see everything. That's why even a short interview can feel significant. A single answer can become a tiny window into a much larger story. And perhaps the most reassuring part is that, despite their very different futures, Leonor and Sofia seem to share something that no title can replace: the bond of growing up together. The future Queen of Spain may one day stand alone on the world stage. But before she became a princess preparing for a crown, she was simply an older sister. And beside her was Sofia, the younger sister who has watched her journey from close range. So, the next time you see Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia in a short interview, pay attention, not just to what they say, but to the pauses, the smiles, the glances, because sometimes, the most revealing part of a royal interview is what isn't said at all.